Hi everybody, I am back in LA. I have my lights back on now, so I hope I look better. As you know, I was in South Korea for almost a month, so I'm so sorry for the visual disaster that I've been posting the last several weeks, but what can you do when you're on the road? I really tried my best. Anyway, I will be talking about 5 issues that you guys wanted me to talk about. I will give you the 5 issues first, go through each of the details, and then answer the questions that you asked me. First issue, ADOR's former employee involved in the sexual harassment case against the executive of ADOR actually came forward and gave her side of the story. Number 2, Kim Beomsoo, the founder of Kakao, has been indicted and is in jail. Is he staying there? Number 3, HYBE stock price plunge. Is it because HYBE chairman Bang Si Hyuk was photographed with an Afreeka VJ? Is he sponsoring the girl? Or is it because of number 4, Suga's drunk driving incident? Will he be leaving BTS? Are they going to survive the scandal? And number 5, the overall media coverage of South Korea in these cases. Why is there so much coverage with Suga's case and not a lot of coverage on Kim Beomsoo's case, considering that is a bigger issue? And of course, Min Heejin's case, because that involves a woman and a sexual harassment case. Let's go through each of that. First case, the former employee of ADOR who filed a case, sexual harassment case against the executive, came forward and provided her side of the story. She said that March 2, she informed HYBE that she was going to resign. March 6 was when she filed a formal complaint against the executive to the HR department of HYBE for unreasonable instructions, sexually harassing remarks, which amounted to workplace bullying. And she said that she provided HYBE with enough documentation. However, March 16th, HYBE concluded that it was difficult to clearly determine that the behavior constituted sexual harassment and workplace bullying that warranted disciplinary action. However, they acknowledged that the executive's actions were inappropriate. So they recommended that Min Heejin issue a stern warning against the executive. Just to clarify, HYBE isn't saying it didn't happen. They simply are saying the evidence is not enough to prove that everything that happened constituted sexual harassment enough for him to get punished. Remember, when you file a case, it's not about the truth, it's what you can prove. Now, let's pivot a little bit. Min Heejin, in her statement about this case, clearly stated she reprimanded the executive. So she followed the recommendation of HYBE. She also said that she comforted the employee, they hugged it out, and that the employee said that she felt honored to have been hugged by Min Heejin, and that she tried to mediate between the two to clear out any misunderstanding. However, the employee is refuting this. She said that Min Heejin refused to even issue a warning and actively defended the executive from the day she filed the report. And she sought every possible way to invalidate the employee's report. She said that she is shocked that this case is being used by Min Heejin to push her false narrative to the public. She also said that Min Heejin tried to gather all evidence to frame her as someone who was filing a retaliatory report because she wasn't performing well. Okay, explanation. Remember, Min Heejin said that the executive actually reviewed the performance of the employee and recommended how she was going to improve at her job. What the employee is saying is that Min Heejin is insisting that because of that report, she was retaliating. She didn't like the report, so she was framing or pushing or trying to get the executive in trouble. She said that Min Heejin tried to insult her using curses and verbal abuse, and that she was trying to invalidate her report, but the employee, is waiting for an apology from Min Heejin and the executive. First question. If HYBE's investigation already concluded that sexual harassment didn't happen, why is she insisting it did? I addressed this in the first part of the video. What HYBE said is that based on the evidence that you submitted, it is hard to prove the sexual harassment happened, at least in the level that warranted a punishment. Remember, in a case, it's not about the truth, it's what you can prove. So as of the moment, based on the evidence that you're providing us, it is hard to prove that sexual harassment happened. But they acknowledged that it was inappropriate, the things that he did and said. Now, how do we know that the employee is telling the truth? That's the second question. As of now, we know that she at least part of what she's claiming is true, because the Kakao Talk messages of Min Heejin leaked. And in that messages, we know that Min Heejin actually insulted her, called her names. Min Heejin called her the B word, the P word, and they're lazy and all of those stuff. So we know at least part of what the employee is claiming is true. What we don't know is whether or not Min Heejin remained objective in her actions. Is it possible for you to feel animosity towards someone and still be objective? Absolutely yes. It's still possible. You can do everything by the book even though you hate this person. And that, as of now, we don't know. So we're going to have to wait. Third, if it is inappropriate, why is the executive not fired? We do not understand Korean corporate laws and HR laws. In the US, we know that based on the things that she's saying, the executive would have been fired for sure. You can't do that to somebody, especially not your subordinate. Just because somebody is reporting to you doesn't give you the right to speak with them in a demeaning way or give unreasonable instructions. You absolutely cannot do that. The higher you are in your position, the more responsibility you have. So in the US, something like that happens, you're going to get fired, or at the very least, you're going to be punished severely. But we do not understand Korean laws, so we're just going to have to trust, or at least give up or surrender to the fact that we do not understand Korean laws, like it or not. Okay. Second case, Kim Beomsoo has been formally indicted and is detained. How is it different from the first warrant of arrest? In the first warrant of arrest, he wasn't indicted yet. Indicted means formally charged of a crime. The judge simply issued a warrant of arrest because he determined that Kim Beomsoo was a flight risk, meaning he can fly to some corner of the earth, never to be found again, and he also has the possibility of messing the evidence, and so it was better for them to detain him. Second question, how big is the possibility of him being found guilty? As of now, we know that there is evidence, according to what has been provided to the media of South Korea and to the public, there is evidence that SM executives, Kakao, executives of Kakao had a link with the company that bought shares of SM that pushed the stock price up. There is a definite link, and that there were communications between some executives. That's one. Second, it is also clear that Kim Beomsoo knew that they were trying to buy SM and that he gave it an okay. The only thing we don't know is how the prosecutor was able to establish that Kim Beomsoo knew of how they were going to purchase. Because it's not about purchasing, it's how they purchase. That's the question. So unfortunately, we don't have all the documentation. Now, has a chaebol or a founder of a big corporation in South Korea ever been jailed? Yes, it has happened before. However, it's also not common. So we don't know how powerful this guy is, how big his influence is to Korean police and Korean Supreme Court or the court. We're just going to have to wait, unfortunately. But as of now, it's not looking good for him. Second is that no matter what happens, it will always hang above their head. We know that they used questionable means to try and take over SM. So that's not ever going to leave their reputation and their history. Is that going to affect how they do business? Probably no. Fans of K-pop groups, I'm talking about SM, they're not really looking into the owners or whatever. They're just concerned about the groups. So it's not like they're going to say, we're not going to support this group because they are being backed by a questionable corporation. So that goes back into the question of all of this boycotts, but that's another issue. Okay, on to the next topic. HYBE stock price plunge. Did it go down because HYBE's chairman Bang Si Hyuk was photographed with an Afreeka VJ? Is he sponsoring the VJ? And is this why the investors lost their confidence on HYBE? The truth is that on that day, when HYBE's stock price plunged, JYP, SM, and YG stock prices also plunged. But nobody said that. Nobody wanted to talk about it because what they want is your attention, your clicks, controversies, not education. They're making you stupid by picking certain information and leaving out the most important ones. Not only that, it wasn't just the entertainment companies of South Korea, but stock market of South Korea, Hyundai, Samsung, LG, the stock prices plunged. Not just that, but US stock market also plunged. As you know, South Korea's economy is highly influenced by the US. Everybody plunged. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, all of it. There was just a plunge because of some political, economic, whatever. But the truth is that it was a global thing. Europe stock markets also plunged. But again, they don't want to talk about it because they're not capable of understanding that. They don't want you to even talk about it because they just want you to talk about something controversial, and something like this will engage you because Bang Si Hyuk is connected to BTS, I guess. Okay, that's one. Second is that, as an investor myself, I really don't care who the CEO is dating or the founder is dating. I mean, Bang Si Hyuk's case, he's single. He can use his money to whoever he wants to use it on, or he can buy whatever it is that he wants to buy. And the truth is that the more money you have, the less you care about this. We look at indicators, technical indicators, financial indicators, economic indicators. We have analysis that we're looking at. We're paying for things that would give us insights on future trends and whatever. And in those reports and all those analysis, the one thing you will not find there is who the CEO is dating, not dating, sponsoring, sleeping around. We don't care. And another clarification, it seems that I think a lot of people think, especially those who hate BTS, they think that when they say something bad about Bang Si Hyuk, we're going to be offended. Okay, I don't speak for all armies, obviously, but I know this for sure, that a lot of armies respect him. But we don't stand him. So if you think that you're hurting our feelings by insulting him, no. I mean, I respect him for all the business decisions that he's made, the successes that he has taken, the risks that he has taken. But he's a free guy. He's single, he's rich, he can do whatever it is that he wants. For as long as he's doing his job, his part for the artists that he is managing and under his label, we're all good. Suga's drunk driving incident. Is it the reason HYBE's stock price actually plunged? No, as I've already mentioned, it was a global thing. Now, you asked for my initial reaction and my analysis on this. Let me just pull back a little bit. Remember, when you ask for my initial reaction, it will always be based on my culture, my sensibilities, my beliefs, and my experiences and the laws where I live in. And the truth is that in the US, this is just another Tuesday for us. So when I first heard that he lost his license because he was caught driving an electronic scooter, my initial reaction is, what a dork. What do you mean you lost your license because you were driving an electronic scooter? Not even a Harley Davidson? That was my initial reaction. Okay. Now I understand after a while, of course, when I was able to calm down and think about it, I do understand that it's different in South Korea. You have different rules, regulations, different beliefs, and you hold your celebrities in a different standard than we do. Here, celebrities fight each other. They do an overnighter in the pool. We don't care. You have a different attitude towards celebrities. I understand. Now, did he damage a property or hurt any other person? No. Did he wait for somebody else to say it before he actually comes forward to say it and apologize? No, the news actually came from him. So if he was my son, came to me and said, hey mom, I lost my license because I was driving an electronic scooter and I was drunk, but I'm going to face the punishment. What am I going to do? Am I going to castigate my son for already being upfront of the mistakes that he made and for apologizing and for saying that he will just face the punishment? No, I'm just going to say, okay, now you learned your lesson. Let's try not to lose our license again. Educate yourself with the laws and regulations, but I'm here for you, right? Had there been any damage to a property or any other person, it would have been a different story, but nothing was damaged. So let's all move on. Is he going to leave BTS? No. Remember, I think one of the frustrations of a lot of people is that they're not getting the reaction, the hatred from international armies. Remember, we have different laws, especially even in European countries. It's even more different there. So I think the strategy, because they couldn't really stop the support, even in this boycott, given that HYBE got their highest quarterly sales, through this boycott because they couldn't achieve the objective. They're trying to break up the group. Not gonna happen. Last, why is there so much more coverage on Suga's case over the Beomsoo case, founder of Kakao, and Min Heejin versus the employee sexual harassment case? Well, some people are speculating that this is a negative PR campaign. As you know, it has been proven that SM Kakao used negative PR to try and put down HYBE. So it could be that that's still at play. Okay. Or it could be that because Suga is popular, way more popular than Beomsoo and Min Heejin. So they pay more attention to the person who's going to give them clicks, views, reactions, engagement. That's why they are covering him way more than they're covering Min Heejin and Beomsoo. Or it could be a combination of both. So, personally, just don't engage. Second, always educate yourself first, especially with this stock price plunge. It was so funny for me that nobody bothered to even look at the stock prices of other entertainment companies. Never mind the global stock market. It's just the stock prices of other entertainment companies. Nobody bothered to look at them. They're just concentrated on HYBE. That is proof eternal that what they want is clicks, engagement, views, not for them to educate or help people to understand what really matters. So that should be your cue and a clue on who to listen to. I hope I helped. All right, for everybody who is not a subscriber in my Patreon, please subscribe. I'm actually going to give away some stuff. I was on vacation in South Korea, and I went to the Type 1 exhibit of V, so I'll be giving away some stuff, and also the pop-up of Jimin's Muse. So I'll be giving, and when I say giveaway, I mean giveaway. There's no contest or whatever. I'm just going to give them away. I won't be able to give away any to everybody, not yet, but I will be working on it one by one. So join. But more than the giveaway, because we do have great conversations there. So please follow me on Patreon, follow me on X and on Twitter, and also on Instagram. Also, if you ended up liking this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share the video if you can, because that's really helping my channel. Thank you.